I've been waiting on this day for months. High school football in the mountains is back. I got the chance to speak to Hazard head coach Matt Chandler, and he says in order for them to win this game, it depends on what Hazard team shows up, the team that played Corbin or the team that played Raceland. This was just a fraction of what we saw in Hyden earlier today. So basically what I'm saying is the next 3 home games, you have to win them all to become bowl eligible. One of the key differences, third down conversions. It's the differences down here for penalties and turnovers that prove to be the most costly difference between a win on the road and a loss at home. Thursday night football is back. And no, I'm not referring to the Chiefs-Ravens game. A couple of mountain teams started week 3 of the high school football season a little early. A couple key things stand out. Number 1, passing yards. The Wildcats have more than doubled their passing yards in weeks 4 and 5 compared to their 2 SEC losses. Clay County, Martin County, and Prestonsburg closing out what I call the RPI Mountain Top 10. Now to compare, here is a look at the latest Alice Lloyd College Mountain Top 10. Nearly 30 years after setting 4 national high school passing records, being named the 1995 Mr. Kentucky Football and the 1995 Gatorade National High School Football Player of the Year, Tim Couch's legacy is forever cemented at Leslie County High School. Being inducted into a Hall of Fame is special in itself, but for Combs, being inducted alongside a lifelong friend like Roy Pickerel makes this moment even better. It took 9 quarters, but the Wildcat offense finally found pay dirt a number of times in their 41-6 win over Ohio, one of the many signs of offensive growth. Football. It's a family thing. And for Wesley Hager, it started early.
From the time I could walk, I'd always been on the sidelines with Dad.
Growing up on a football field inspired Hager to become a head coach like his dad.
Coming from a Christian background, all my principles as a head coach stem from him and what he believes. So I knew very early on that I was wanting to follow in his footsteps and become a head coach.
Those footsteps led him to coach for his alma mater.
You want so much for your child. You want their dreams to come true, and Wesley's is coming true.
Coaching at a rival school of the man he followed.
And at first I tried to talk him out of it. I said, man, Wes, we're in the same district, same county. It's a big rivalry between us. And once he got the job, I said, see, you've put me in a bad position now. We're going to be rivals. But I'm very proud of him.
Wesley's journey led him to a 7-0 start. And in order to go 8-0, he has to take on his dad, who is lined up on the other sideline.
I would love to give Wesley his first loss. I would love it.
It's an in-county opponent, it's a district opponent, and on top of that, it's my dad, so emotions are going to be high.
A game that has been the talk of the family.
So we have these conversations all the time about this game, and so it's going to be so exciting.
In the middle of Friday's Hager Bowl, Wesley's mom and Sean's wife, Kelly Hager.
Like, I really need a referee shirt on because they will go at it up until the game. They won't speak probably for a week after the game, and then they'll start going right back at it again for next year.
But instead of wearing stripes, Kelly will be repping a house divided.
So I'll be right in the middle where I always sit. I'll be right in the middle. I'll have my shirt on that 2 girls from Floyd County made for me. I'll be cheering for him, and I'll be cheering for him.
When Wesley walks to midfield to meet his dad, it'll mean more than a game.
You know, it's gonna be like that little kid when I was little, just running around on the sidelines, because I mean that's a very important moment for me. Because if it wasn't for these 2, you wouldn't have me. Win or lose Friday, I mean, I'm winning in life. So it's just it's going to be a very surreal moment for me as a coach and as a son.
Jacob Saylor has grown up around the game of football all his life.
It goes all the way back to my papa, Needham, and he coached in the 40s, 50s, maybe even in the 60s before he got into administration. And my dad, I grew up on the sideline with him in the early 80s, played for him in the 90s.
I think he's been around it ever since, you know, he could walk. I had him out on the football field.
Being the son of a coach, Saylor always had a passion to follow in his family's footsteps, in a county his family is no stranger to.
the desire to be a head coach has always been in my heart to do it. And what better place to do it than Harlan County High School, where my dad was the superintendent.
The newest Black Bear head coach would bring the former Harlan County superintendent with him to the football field.
When I accepted the job, I called him. He was the first one I called, and I said, "Get your whistle ready."
I said, "Son, my whistle's got rust in it. It's been a long time since I blew that whistle. But if you need me, I'll certainly think about it." I never dreamed that I would be back out on the football field.
When you see a father-son coaching duo, oftentimes the dad is the head coach and the son is taking orders from the dad. However, on the Harlan County football field, those roles are reversed.
So I have to bite my tongue sometimes, you know. I mean, there's been times that maybe something happened during the game that I get a little tense on the sideline, and he's got to push me back and hold me back a little bit.
It is definitely odd feeling when we're on the sideline together and I have to say something, not necessarily a negative or a just do things, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's my dad.
Despite any struggles they face on the field, the opportunity to share the field is something nobody can take away.
That allows me to spend some time with my father on the football field, which means the world to me.
In Harlan County, Jack Demmler, WYMT Mountain Sports.